Have you ever been to a networking event and you get back to the office and all you have is a pile of cards of people you don't really know and no real connections? Well, then you need to watch this webcast.
So, Bruce, what are we going to be talking about today?
We're going to have 3 networking tips. We're going to be talking about 3 different ways that you can maximize all of your networking. Make sure it's really working for you. Tip number 1, the thing I tell my clients in my coaching practice always is, make sure you vet the event before you go. Get some information, because there's nothing, I've been to them before, and it's kind of disappointing when you get there and you realize nobody is a prospect, nobody is a likely referral partner. Now, of course, they could be friends, but that's another story. That's probably for your social life, right?
Right,
But
right.
it is a business connection, and it's a business strategy within your marketing strategy to network. So what I suggest is find out as much as possible as you can about through the website of the event. Find out who's going, and if it's not evident, go ahead and feel free to connect to the organizer, and in which case it would be Peter for the one we're going to talk about later, the local Toronto one, and ask them what kind of people are going to be there. You can even ask, you tell them your ideal client and vet it properly. You might also, if a friend of yours has been to one, say, that's great, I'd like to go, but what kind of people show up there?
Yeah, they're asking. I will ask if I go to an event for the first time, I'll ask other attendees, have you been to this before? What did you think? Get the feedback from the other people that are there.
Right. So what you want to do is maximize your time. You want to make sure you're at the right event with the right people, the right time. The other piece with that is that make sure you're going to enjoy it on some level. So there's certain kinds of events that maybe you're not thrilled about, like large groups, like 300 people or something, just doesn't work for you. That's okay. Find one that works for you. Find it as much as possible. Go to several and find out where's your happy spot, and then keep going to those. That's right.
Yeah, that's fantastic. Like, if it feels like it's an effort or work all of the time, you're less likely to do it. So you want to make it sure it's something that fits you. So you're more likely to go.
Yeah, and there's lots of choices.
So on that note,
yes,
my big tip is to have an elevator pitch, to have something in 30 or 60 seconds that describes what it is you do and the type of person you're looking for. And more than just having one, practice it and test it out. Because I've gone to many network events where after a 5 or 10 minute conversation, I've walked away having no idea what somebody does. They think they're being quite clear, or, they're a consultant. That's a big one. So what do you do? Oh, I'm a consultant.
Nothing.
I don't have a reference point. So I don't understand the industry you're coming from. And again, the problem with that, if you don't clearly and concisely let people know what it is you do and who you're looking for, they can't connect you with anybody.
That's true. And they're confused. Let's do a little improv here. Why don't we pretend we're meeting, and why don't you just say, ask me what I do for a living?
Sure.
Hello, I'm Bruce.
Nice hey, Bruce, I'm Peter. So can I ask, what do you do for a living?
Well, I help small business owners land more of the right clients. I'm a coach in marketing and sales.
Perfect. Now,
would you have another question?
if I'm interested, I'll ask more questions.
Oh, you're going to help me have more clients. All right. And then we can go on from there.
Yeah, absolutely.
The other way to continue the value proposition, as I call it, or the pitch, is to say a really short 30-second story that illustrates what it is you do from the client's point of view, right? I call it a STAR story: situation, task, action, result. So it's a short little intriguing story, which is a success story. And they go, oh, I get it. And then sometimes they say, I want to be that person in the story.
Exactly.
Then you got them, right?
Yeah. It's that, give them your elevator pitch and then gauge their interest. Don't just blah at them.
And also ask for theirs, right?
Yes.
So make sure that you take an interest in them. Don't let them be the journalist and keep asking you questions and that it's your show. Make sure that there's some sort of a parity there, mutuality kindness, generosity, all that sort of stuff.
I was gonna say, speaking of asking for things, I believe you had a third point.
Good segue. I would say we're talking about business cards. Now, this is a controversial one. You may not agree with me here, Peter. My rule of thumb is never give a card unless it's asked for. I find that if I go to a networking event and I've talked to somebody for 2 minutes or 3 minutes, we've exchanged, and we've had a little chit chat, and they thrust their card in front of me, even if they do it the proper, here's the proper way, apparently, the Japanese way, which is you present it so they can read it. Just print it into my card.
Okay.
I'm going to get a card. Well, I'll get this little pad here. So pretend this is the top of the business card. So you present it to them like this.
Oh,
Not in
I
their
didn't
face,
realize that.
just like that. So they read it right away. They look down, they go, oh, it's right there. It's also a little more gracious than here. Anyway, that's a little bit of etiquette, but what do you think about that, Peter? Do you think wait till you're asked?
Yes, absolutely. Because I've got a stack of business cards that I've put into a little box that I just don't look at. That's the reality of it. People give it to me.
Unsolicited, I guess. You call them unsolicited.
It's wasteful of both physical paper and of time. If I know I have no connection to somebody, I'm never going to be able to help them, and I'm never going to have any need for them, I don't ask for a business card. That said, I do ask for business cards for people that I think I can help.
Right.
Maybe
we should talk about that at our next networking event, just as one of the tips we share at the event, because you're all there and you've got your cards, right? So I think it's also a bit arrogant to just say, here, give me a call sometime.
Yeah.
Like, have your person call my person, right? So you want to be down to earth, and you also have to set your expectations correctly. Not everybody you meet at a networking event is going to be a good fit. So be prepared for that and enjoy the conversation anyway. You might find out about a really cool place to go up north in the summer that you never knew about from this person just by having a quick chat with them.
Yeah.
Or they might come from a foreign country that you've never been to, and it'll be fascinating for a few minutes, right?
So, which actually brings us to our final thing, the networking event that I hold.
Tell us about it, Peter.
As you say, you've become a regular at it. I presume you enjoy going.
I love it. You know why I love it? Because it's structured.
Yes, and that's why I started it. I've been to enough networking events where you just walk in and you're left to start the conversation yourself. And, as an extrovert, I don't have a problem with doing that most of the time. But there are some times, it's been a long week and I'm tired and it just takes so much energy. And the appeal between this format, the authentic networking format, is that we sit down in small groups. So there could be 30 or 40 people at the event, but you sit down at a table of 5 or 6 people and you're given a menu of questions. And then everybody at the table has a turn answering for about 2 minutes, whichever question appeals to them. And it tends to spark a conversation. And we always start with something personal, like what's your favorite food, or where do you like to travel, or where's the happiest place that you've been to? Something that isn't business related, just so people at the table get a feel for who you are and you get a feel for who they are. And you make that authentic connection with people. So that's kind of the mandate for the group. Yes, it's a business thing. Yes, we want people to grow their businesses and find clients and find referral partners. But more than anything, we want to have a sense of community. So that way, it's not just about getting a client. It's also about getting help. We can learn a lot from other business owners.
No, it's great. And when is that held? Is the second Tuesday of every month? The first Tuesday?
Second Tuesday of the month. It's down at Yonge and College in downtown Toronto. The bar is called Mickey Finn's. It's across the street from Maple Leaf Gardens and just steps away from the college TTC station.
Yeah, apparently the hamburger is pretty good too if you want to get there early and have some food. Or
I'm a vegetarian, but I've heard good things about the hamburgers.
The veggie burger is very good as well. So you're welcome to stay behind, have some food, or you can have some food during the session. There is a part of it at the top where we mingle freely and talk to people and have a drink or two. And then we sit down and we go sit at tables. And I really, really appreciate that. That's why I'm going back.
So I'd love to see anybody watching. You're more than welcome to join us. Check out the URL below. It's on meetup.com, all the details, and the next event will be listed there.
Okay. See you next time.